Check. Hello, welcome to Scorpio Healing Academy episode 4. We're gonna get right into it because the idea is fresh off my head. I was sitting at a coffee shop and I saw a fantastic question from a fantastic supporter. Let me read the question again very quick. Let me find it. 1 second, stay with me. Okay. From Andre Harris. He says, as a Scorpio man, how do you let go of control and stop being so overbearing? So I read this question, and I was like, man, that's a great question. I rushed home, extremely caffeinated, and I want to answer it while it's on my head. So let's break this down. As a Scorpio man, how do you let go of control and stop being so overbearing? Oh, yeah. All right, this is going to be quite the answer. And let me tell you something. You have come to the right place, my friend. Now, if this question is about you, and let's just break this down, right? If this question is about you and you're a Scorpio man and you want to stop being controlling, then this is a perfect answer for you. If you know a Scorpio man and you show them the answer to this question, they're gonna get extremely mad at you because to begin fixing this type of issue, you have to want to fix it. You can never force this type of thing on somebody. So let's break this down. Scorpio man, they're known for being controlling, overbearing. Where does it come from? First thing that it comes from is from their what Master Yao Morris, someone I'm a big supporter of, calls the sexual personality. So Scorpio has the sexual personality type of the architect. You can learn more about this in the book Amon Mir, AMANMERE, The Natural Blueprint for Relationships by Master Yao Morris. And you can read all about this, what I'm saying. But a Scorpio sign also has a sexual personality of the architect, meaning they are prone to being very controlling, very rigid, what is called the psychopathic personality structure, one of those, and there's another one I can't remember off the top of my head. However, they are prone to being very controlling. Not only are they prone to being very controlling, they are given the gift of what I call the ego eye or the Scorpio eye. Scorpios can see through human psychology and complex human situations very, very easily. Why am I mentioning this? Well, most Scorpios understand what I'm saying. We can see the truth and read into people's mind very easily. But we also develop a personality structure that is very controlling. So when you have this, what you have is somebody who knows damn near everything about anyone at all times. And they become controlling, and then it's very, very hard to function or even have proper human relationships, because how do you have a relationship with someone, or how do you stop being controlling when you just know their motives and intents for their actions, right? If you know why someone does something and what someone is doing and what's the best outcome for them, and you have a controlling personality, it's very tough to let that down, because you are naturally attuned to being very good at guiding people, but you're also controlling people at the same time, right? You see what I'm saying? So many Scorpios will probably have this dilemma, and if you really want to better yourself, here's the key. The first key to stop being so overbearing, so controlling, is coming back to the present moment, coming back to self. And I know it's easier said than done, so I'm gonna keep breaking it down for you as much as I can off of my intellect, which is this is the only right time to use the intellect in this situation. Because as a Scorpio, you're probably very intellectual as well. That intellect aids in you being very controlling. To stop being so controlling is to let go of the intellect. You cannot use your mind to overpower itself. You can only use it by surrendering to the present moment. Now, where can these things, this controlling nature, come from? First off, I'll always mention, and probably to the end of time now, I'm always going to mention this, is to look at your relationship with your parents and how that played out. An overbearing person usually has an overbearing mother or overbearing father, and they probably develop some resentment in that situation, or an overbearing parent figure, and they end up resenting that person unconsciously, whether they're aware of it or not. and you become like what you hate. So you hate somebody, you might hate someone. I know hate's a strong word, but resent for the people who can't handle it. But hate, you hate what you resent. You hate something and you become like that thing. It's called generational trauma. And you might see your family is very overbearing, and you said, I'm never gonna be like them, but you ended up becoming like them anyways because you become like what you hate. So first thing I would say is you have to really look within and see where the overbearingness comes from. And I'm gonna just keep diving deep into this, because it used to be just like this, so I totally understand. I totally understand where this comes from. But most likely, that's the first place of where it can come from. About 95% sure. It came from you being controlled when you were growing up by someone, mother, father, or grandma, some figure. And now you have become that way. You become what you hated. The way to fix this, and to fix most spiritual issues, mental issues of the mind like this, is to forgive them. You have to go to them and forgive them. Father, I'm sorry for resenting you. Mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. I'm wrong for judging you. And that's about 95% sure that's going to get rid of that. Someone's going to say, no, I don't have any issues. Just this is a guideline to it. You got to do a deep dive on it. You got to do a really deep dive on the things that I'm mentioning here. Second thing, how do you let go of control and stop being overbearing? As I mentioned, it comes from the ego. It comes from the intellect. The ego, even control and overbearingness itself, it stems from the ego, and the ego's actions stem from fear. The ego wants to know everything with 100% certainty, what we're going to eat, what we're going to do in 10 years, everything that's going to happen. That's the ego. And what happens when we control people and we're overbearing is our ego, our will is being imposed on another person. Hey, go do this. You have to be like this, and I need you like this, and I want you like this. So why did you call me at this time? It's all ego. And it all stems from fear. Fear. Fear of what? Fear of not knowing certainty. Fear of not knowing things 100%. So you want to control everything. But let me tell you something. This is why it's very important to understand this. To really let go, you have to understand this. All actions proceed from either fear or either from love and life. When the action proceeds from fear, we are draining the life of other people, and we are draining the life of ourselves. You are draining life. You're sucking the life out of that person when you're being controlling to them, and you're sucking the life out of yourself. Because you know that feeling when you're overbearing, controlling, you know that feeling. You get a thrill from it. It's an evil and it's a sick thrill, and it's not healthy. When your action proceeds from life, when your action proceeds from the present, things can flow from you. This is really a battle, a spiritual battle in your mind that developed, that could be passed down from you. The other thing could be passed down from other than parents. It could be passed down from a closed heart, or having trouble in relationships, having your heart broken, and never ever wanting to let someone control you anymore. Never ever. It's a wound, right? It's a wound, and not having trust in other people anymore. A lot of Scorpios, they'll have a closed off heart, and they'll become headstrong, and they'll become in their intellect. Because their intellect is so strong, their intellect sees the ins and outs of so many people, right? They become paranoid. You ever notice that Scorpios, they are naturally paranoid people. Very naturally paranoid people. And you can't blame them, because they can see things. They can see everything. They see everything. Everything. A Scorpio sees everything. And the more a Scorpio evolves, the more of everything they see. But it's a double-edged sword, because the more that they see, the more of a tendency that they have to control, because they know what you're thinking and why you're doing it before you even know why you're doing it. So it makes it very controlling. To evolve as a Scorpio, to let go of control as a Scorpio, is to understand that although you see more, you must let things pass. You must be in the present moment. You must forgive. You must let go of the hate from the past, because this control thing stems from hate, and it stems from fear. And it stems from your ego developing a defense mechanism to never get hurt like that again. Understand that pain is God showing you where you are weak at one time in your life. And to get rid of the pain is to not become more controlling and avoid it. To get rid of the pain is to confront it and face it and then observe it in the present moment. And you'll see that these things begin to vanish. You will, if you just follow the simple guideline that I'm laying out to you, you will begin to learn so much about yourself, especially as a Scorpio, because you have a natural faculty to be able to have insight into things. But that insight is nothing but intellect and insight. Use that understanding of the insight to guide yourself back to the present moment. Scorpios, they're naturally intellectual. Can you tell that I am an intellectual person? I'm a very intellectual person. That's why every video I've created is insight about things. However, when you have such a strong intelligence, intellectualism destroys the spirit and it takes you out of the present moment. What you must learn to do in this situation is use your intellect, that powerful intellect, and let it guide you back into the present moment. Because you can sit there and want to control and be overbearing, and you listen to your mind and you listen to your thoughts, and you're gonna go absolutely insane. Every single video that you see that Jay has created was created from the intellect. You see how I can just talk and keep on going and talk deeper and deeper and deeper and just never stop? That's the intellect. It's going to take you out of the present moment. It's going to make you want to control life. You have to be able to turn it on and turn it off. And the only way to truly turn that off is to go into the root cause of where it all happened. And you'll see it. When you look down in the mirror of yourself, you'll see the layers of hurt. You'll see the layers of pain. You'll see the layers of resentment that you're holding towards someone, and you gotta learn to let that go. The intellect can never outsmart itself. It can't outsmart the mind. The intellect is the mind. It rationalizes, it justifies, and it has fear of surrendering. That's really what this is. To let go of control is to overcome that fear of surrendering. And the only way to truly surrender, you can't think yourself into it. You have to go act yourself into it. You have to go be into it. You have to go be in the moment. You have to go be that person that lets go of control. Be that person who forgives. Be that person who trusts in God again, who trusts in the present moment and that all things will be working out for the betterment, that all things are always working out for you. When we are overbearing, we control, you know what that is saying? That is saying, I know better for you than you know for yourself. I know better than God knows for yourself. What you are saying, unconsciously, if you really want to look at this, you're saying, I am God. Listen to me. I know what's better for you than you. I know what's better. And you're stuck because the mind, it is so powerful. I understand what this is like. The mind is so powerful that it will make you believe that you are doing the right thing. And it will make you believe that you have this person's best interests at heart. And it will make you believe that you're a good person because this feeling is so powerful. The only way to overcome it, you can't overthink it. You can't outthink it. You must outbe it. You must let go of all things. Forgive the people who wronged you. Enjoy the present moment. And then simply sit there in your day-to-day breath and breathe and start to observe your thoughts. If you listen to me, I'm telling you, if you listen to me and if you start to do this, you will see the layers and layers and layers that your intellect and your ego has built and how strong it is, how much it manipulates your emotion, how much it takes advantage of you, how much it hypnotizes you and takes you out of the present moment and puts fear and injects fear into your current state of being. It will inject fear into your body. You will become stressed. You will become tired. You'll become anxious because someone didn't do something, someone didn't respond to you. This is a battle of the spirit when you let go of control. It really is. I'm telling you, this is more deep than you can ever imagine. I'm going through this right now as I speak, and I see, of course, it's all synchronicities, right? Most questions that people ask me is something that I overcome or am overcoming at the moment, and I just know the next steps while we're doing it. Understand this. You do this, you start to observe yourself, and you will see the layers and layers and layers that your mind plays on you, and it tricks you into making you think you're a victim, into making you think you are doing good for other people, into making you think someone is screwing you over, into making you think somebody else is doing something wrong, that they need to listen to you because you need it for security. Underneath that need is somebody who needs to, who has to, right? I'm recommending this to you. You want to really let go of this. You have to learn to let go. You have to learn to trust. You have to learn to allow energy to flow. And you're going to see all these things about yourself slowly come up. And you'll be like, wow. Because I mentioned, right? The intellect. The more someone becomes intellectual, the more someone becomes headstrong, is the more that they drift away from the true present moment, from the true version of themselves. Intelligence is good. Intellectual is good. Most of my listeners will be intellectuals. And this is why most of us have trouble being in the moment and letting go of control. I repeat, I am an intellectual. The intellect can be a curse, because it will destroy your connection to your true self in the present moment. And you gotta learn how to balance this, especially as you begin to see more. Scorpio, they're gonna see everything. Sometimes you see everything, and sometimes you just gotta let go and go with the flow, man. All things, all actions, they proceed from the giving of life or the draining of life, your life and somebody else's. And that's something I really want you to remember. All actions proceed from the draining of life or the giving of life.
Hey, what up? It's your man, Master J, coming at you from Osaka, Japan. Over 9 years ago, I entered the medical field, and I quickly found that it was not aligned with what my soul wanted. 9 years later, I have lived my dream, but there was many confusing steps along the way. Meeting my twin flame, exiting the matrix, learning how to make money, learning how to be healthy, learning how to set boundaries, and live as an empath, a starseed, a light worker, a chosen one. Today, the Scorpio Scriptures functions all over the world, especially in Asia, hence why I'm here now, and I want to invite you to our new network, the Vega Star Network. Vega Star Network is made for people just like you who are on the journey, who may not have anybody who understands them in their life, right? If you want to learn from me, if you want to learn from some of my disciples who have studied under me for years, you can come in the Vega Star Network. We're going to talk all about financial gain, spiritual gain, health, wealth, love, abundance, and doing what you want to do in this crazy world.